atop the battlements of CaptainCurmudgeon, where there are 3 shopping days remaining until Christmas. And by shopping days, I mean days where you can go into your closet, take a look at the gifts you received last year that you never opened and forgot about, and wrap them up and gift them to other people. Good evening, Mr. and Mrs. America, and all ships at sea. Welcome to this very special 100th episode of The Blast Radius, in which, in the proudest tradition of 100th episode celebrations, the hosts will be acting very indulgent and self-satisfied throughout, wildly overestimating their own talent and importance, as you do. And you know what else? I think the auspiciousness of the occasion and the date on the calendar demand that we do not content ourselves tonight with a regular old installment of the Worst People in the Whole Wide World weekly update. So with that in mind, we present for your consideration a bit of a thematic mashup that we like to call the 100 Worst People in the History of Christmas. We sure do hope you enjoy it, and without further ado, get this show on the road, shall we? Number 100. 1843, Charles Dickens publishes A Christmas Carol, instantly turning the holiday into a moral performance review. From this point forward, every slightly grumpy person will be unfavorably compared to a fictional Victorian shut-in. It's the literary equivalent of bringing a salad to a potluck and judging everyone else's mac and cheese. Number 99, 1818, Silent Night debuts in Austria, quietly humiliating every Christmas hymn that follows. No matter how sincere your choir, there will always be that one guy who comes in way too sharp on the harmony. Perfection enters the canon, and humanity has been chasing it ever since. Number 98, 1906, Reginald Fessenden makes the first Christmas radio broadcast introducing music into the holiday airwaves. This single act eventually leads to looped playlists, workplace despair, and worst of all, Wonderful Christmas Time by Paul McCartney. History, as they say, is full of unintended consequences. Number 97, 1868, President Andrew Johnson issues a sweeping Christmas amnesty to former Confederates. This invents the uniquely American tradition of forgiving everyone while fixing absolutely nothing. Even Santa Claus expects at least a written apology. Number 96, 1652. Christmas is banned in England under Oliver Cromwell's Puritan government. This is the only political movement to look at joy and say, let's interrogate that. The war on Christmas begins with people who truly hated fun, just on principle. Number 95, 1776. George Washington spends Christmas night crossing the Delaware River. This weaponizes weather, timing, and the element of surprise in what remains history's most productive holiday outing. It's the exact opposite of returning socks. Number 94, 1896. John Philip Sousa publicly denounces recorded music on Christmas Day. He warns that phonographs will destroy live performance and civic virtue. History responds by inventing Spotify. Number 93, 1223. St. Francis of Assisi stages the first nativity scene. This launches centuries of awkward live animals, confused toddlers, and budget Marys in bathrobes because no good deed goes unreenacted. Number 92, 1647. English Puritans ban Christmas celebrations again. This is the legislative equivalent of saying, no, seriously, I mean it this time. Joy remains undefeated. Number 91, 1800. Ludwig van Beethoven introduces new compositions during the Christmas season. He does this casually, as if inventing genius is a reasonable holiday contribution. Some people bring wine, some people rewrite music forever. Number 90, 1910. Halley's Comet dominates Christmas conversation across Europe. Nothing pairs with festive dinner like celestial reminders of your own mortality. Dessert tastes different when extinction is on the menu. Number 89, 379 AD. Emperor Theodosius I spends Christmas promoting Nicene Christianity as imperial policy. Doctrine begins merging with bureaucracy. Faith now requires paperwork. Number 88, 1066. William the Conqueror is crowned King of England on Christmas Day. Merry Christmas! Your ruling class has been replaced, and now you have to learn French. The Norman Conquest fully commits to the theme of hostile gift-giving. Number 87, 1920. The Irish Republican Army burns British custom houses on Christmas Day. Even armed struggle apparently respects the holiday calendar. Nothing says seasonal messaging like targeted arson. Number 86, 274 AD. Emperor Aurelian declares December 25th the birthday of Sol Invictus. Later religions take one look at this and say, okay, that works. History's most successful sublease agreement thus begins. Number 85, 800 AD. Pope Leo III narrowly survives an assassination attempt earlier in the year and spends Christmas consolidating power. This is the calm before a very imperial storm. Europe inhales deeply. Number 84, 1643. Massachusetts bans Christmas celebrations. The New World immediately begins with Old World levels of disapproval. Freedom rings, but quietly and without ornaments. Number 83, 1777. The Continental Army limps into winter quarters just after Christmas. Victory is theoretical, supplies are imaginary, and morale survives purely on stubbornness. Festivity is postponed indefinitely. Number 82, 1950. The Korean War pauses briefly around Christmas under unofficial ceasefire conditions. Even hell respects the holiday, apparently. Humanity sneaks a smoke break. Number 81, 1000 AD. Stephen I is crowned King of Hungary on Christmas Day. Medieval Europe treats Jesus' birthday like a LinkedIn promotion window. Nothing says divine favor like more paperwork. Number 80, 1864. General Sherman reaches Savannah at Christmas. The South receives a gift receipt labeled Total War. Chestnuts are roasting, but so is everything else. Number 79, 1918. Woodrow Wilson sets sail for Europe at Christmas to sell peace. He brings principles to a knife fight. Idealism checks in, realism checks out. Number 78, 1812. Napoleon spends Christmas retreating from Russia. Winter proves immune to charisma and artillery. Hubris develops frostbite. Number 77, 1941. Winston Churchill delivers a Christmas address to Great Britain. Hope is served with a stiff upper lip and a fat cigar. It's festive, but rather aggressively so. Number 76, 1777. Washington endures Christmas at Valley Forge. Morale is low, supplies are worse, and optimism is mostly theoretical. The holiday spirit survives just out of spite. Number 75, 1933. Prohibition ends just before Christmas. Water is turned into liquor, and the nation rejoices. It's one of the miracles that Americans never question. Number 74, 1908. Jack Johnson becomes heavyweight champion during the Christmas season. Awkward silences spread faster than tinsel. Dinner conversations quietly die. Number 73, 1950. The Stone of Scone is stolen on Christmas Day. Ancient monarchy meets modern prank energy. Even sacred relics are not safe from bored students. Number 72, 336 AD. The Roman Church formally observes Christmas. A date is selected, a box is checked, chaos ensues, calendars gain power. Number 71, 1658. Oliver Cromwell dies near Christmas. England cautiously asks itself, are we allowed to feel relieved? The vibes improve only marginally. Number 70, 1929. Joseph Stalin does not celebrate Christmas. This somehow manages to feel worse than celebrating it incorrectly. Joy files for asylum. Number 69, 1781. George Washington enjoys Christmas as a victorious general. America peaks early and spends centuries chasing that feeling. The afterglow fades immediately. Number 68, 1862. Abraham Lincoln spends Christmas buried in correspondence and national dread. Leadership does not come with holidays. Even Santa would bounce from this job. Number 67, 1942. The Manhattan Project continues through Christmas. Santa's sleigh carries classified materials. The elves sign NDAs. Number 66, 1931. Japan consolidates Manchuria on Christmas Day. Imperial expansion waits for no one, not even Jesus. The wrapping paper is camouflage. Number 65, 1843. Queen Victoria popularizes Christmas trees in Britain. Germany successfully exports joy, and the Pine Lobby never looks back. Number 64, 1917. The Bolsheviks abolish Christmas celebrations. Presents are declared bourgeois. Joy is counter-revolutionary. Number 63, 1644. Massachusetts fines people for celebrating Christmas. Illegal fun becomes a growth industry. Spite proves unenforceable. Number 62, 1878. Thomas Edison demonstrates electric Christmas lights. Candles begin their long flickering retirement. Fire hazards lose their market share. Number 61, 1940. Churchill broadcasts Christmas cheer during the Blitz. Festive messages echo over rubble. Hope persists stubbornly. Number 60, 1926. Emperor Hirohito is formally proclaimed on Christmas Day. History clears its throat ominously. Foreshadowing enters the room. Number 59, 1864. Confederate officials spend Christmas attempting to project confidence even as the war collapses. Optimism is issued in pamphlet form. Reality is unimpressed. Number 58, 1492. Columbus leaves behind a fort named La Navidad. It does not survive long. Symbolism files a report. Number 57, 1938. Radio dominates Christmas entertainment. Humanity invents arguments about adaptations, and there is no going back. Number 56, 1913. Charlie Chaplin releases films around Christmas. Physical comedy briefly saves civilization. Slapstick becomes seasonal medicine. Number 55, 800 AD. Charlemagne celebrates his empire on Christmas. Everyone else quietly worries about succession. Europe braces. Number 54, 1865. Former Confederates enjoy Christmas amnesty. Accountability spends the holiday elsewhere. History takes notes. Number 53, 1944. General Patton prays for good weather at Christmas and then receives it. God is briefly subcontracted. The forecast complies. Number 52, 1814. The Treaty of Ghent is signed near Christmas. News travels slowly, so everyone keeps fighting anyway. Peace lags behind the mail. Number 51, 1937. Walt Disney's Snow White dominates the Christmas box office. Step-parent trauma becomes a genre. Snow White remains a universally beloved character until Rachel Zegler comes along. Number 50, 1642. Puritan authorities riot against Christmas celebrations in England. This is what happens when people who hate fun realize other people are having it anyway. Spite becomes kinetic. Number 49, 1900. Friedrich Nietzsche spends Christmas already in a state of mental collapse. Even in this condition, he remains more coherent than most modern news commentators. Philosophy quietly taps out. Number 48, 1943. Franklin Roosevelt and Winston Churchill meet secretly over Christmas. The post-war world is sketched out between meals and cigars. Fruitcake witnesses history. Number 47, 1025. Boleslav I is crowned King of Poland on Christmas Day. Another medieval power grab wrapped in religious legitimacy, though Jesus did not RSVP. Number 46, 1932. Japan formally withdraws from the League of Nations on Christmas. It storms out politely, slamming the door with decorum. Diplomacy files for unemployment. Number 45, 1647. English shopkeepers quietly open on Christmas in defiance of Puritan bans. Illegal joy proves profitable. Capitalism adapts faster than morality. Number 44, 1916. Rumors swirl of Rasputin's death around Christmas. We acknowledge it and move on carefully, for some stories should not be unwrapped or even served over ice. Number 43, 1659. Oliver Cromwell's corpse is posthumously punished. England proves that it never forgets and rarely forgives. Closure is aggressive. Number 42, 1918. Woodrow Wilson dreams of lasting peace during Christmas. Europe, on the other hand, dreams of payback. They do not sync calendars. Number 41, 1977. Charlie Chaplin dies at the age of 88. The greatest comic talent of the silent film era shuffles off the mortal coil. Teenage girls the world over breathe a sigh of relief. Number 40, 1647. Christmas riots erupt in England after repeated bans. Turns out outlawing joy has market resistance. And who could have guessed? Number 39, 1925. Japanese authorities suppress Christmas observances in occupied territories. The Grinch upgrades to military hardware. Holiday cheer retreats tactically. Number 38, 1862. Telegraph lines carry war updates through Christmas. Silence officially leaves the building. Ignorance loses its last refuge. Number 37, 1777. And another Christmas at Valley Forge grinds morale into powder. Hope survives on fumes and stubbornness. Festivity is theoretical. Number 36, 1939. Senior Nazi officials enjoy Christmas dinners. This fact seems illegal. Morality leaves the table. Number 35, 1801. Thomas Jefferson ignores Christmas entirely. Emotion is not enumerated in the Constitution. Feelings are extra-constitutional. Number 34, 1941. Churchill spends Christmas in Washington, D.C. He discovers American hospitality and weak tea. The alliance endures anyway. Number 33, 1066. Norman rule settles into England by Christmas. Everything familiar begins to feel temporary. History rearranges the furniture. Number 32, 1914. Military leadership bans future Christmas truces. Unauthorized humanity is deemed inefficient. Joy violates doctrine. Number 31, 1935. Mao Zedong does not celebrate Christmas. This does not improve the mood. Revolution is not festive. Number 30, 1658. England quietly hopes that Cromwell remains dead. The nation experiences cautious optimism, but no one says it out loud. Number 29, 1818. Silent Night spreads rapidly beyond Austria. Nobody ever sings the harmony correctly, though, and tradition thus sets in. Number 28, 1906. Christmas music enters regular radio rotation. There is no escape clause. Humanity agrees to this without first reading the terms. Number 27, 1492. Columbus insists on further voyages after Christmas. History begs him to stop. Confidence remains undefeated. Number 26, 1944. The Battle of the Bulge reaches its bleak center at Christmas. Santa reroutes aggressively. Peace is delayed. Number 25, 1644. Puritan officials enforced Christmas bans with a renewed enthusiasm. They really, really mean it this time, and they always do. Number 24, 1933. Liquor stores enjoy a banner Christmas season. America heals loudly. Sobriety is postponed. Number 23, 800 AD. Charlemagne's empire celebrates Christmas in full and complete confidence. Everyone else quietly inventories weapons. Unity is aspirational. Number 22, 1917. Vladimir Lenin survives another Christmas. This does not improve matters, and history sighs. Number 21, 1868. Ulysses S. Grant enjoys a calm Christmas. His cabinet quietly plots future scandals. Peace is temporary. Number 20, 1776. Washington proves surprise is a decisive weapon. Scheduling wins wars. Calendars become tactical assets. Number 19, 274 AD. Sol Invictus and Christmas share December 25th. Syncretism enters the chat. Everyone borrows everyone else's homework. Number 18, 1942. Allied leaders issue carefully optimistic Christmas messages while global war rages. Hope is rationed but still distributed. Spin becomes seasonal. 17, 1642. Christmas celebrations continue illegally under Puritan rule. Forbidden fun tastes better, after all. Rebellion warms up. Number 16, 1812. Napoleon continues retreating during Christmas. Winter maintains its perfect record while hubris shivers. Number 15, 1941. Adolf Hitler gives Christmas speeches while losing a war. Multitasking proves unwise. Reality does not applaud. Number 14, 527 AD. Justinian I spends Christmas consolidating imperial authority in Constantinople. Law, faith, and ego begin sharing office space. The Byzantine vibe locks in. Number 13, 1492. The settlement of La Navidad collapses. Symbolism nods knowingly. Consequences arrive. Number 12, 1837. Queen Victoria spends her first Christmas as monarch under intense public scrutiny. Tradition begins reorganizing itself around one woman's preferences. The holiday slowly acquires rules. Number 11, 1647. Christmas joy survives yet another Puritan crackdown. Spite fails operational testing. The holiday persists. Number 10, 1776. The Hessian garrison at Trenton celebrates Christmas with enthusiasm, alcohol, and absolutely no professional skepticism. These are hired mercenaries, veterans of European wars, who nonetheless decide that the colonial rebels probably respect the holiday. George Washington thanks them for their service by attacking anyway. This is not so much a military defeat as a scheduling error compounded by schnapps. It remains the only battle lost because nobody set their alarm. History records this as a turning point in the American Revolution, brought to you by bad decisions and eggnog. Number 9, 1939. Joseph Stalin sends Adolf Hitler a warm and courteous Christmas telegram. Two paranoid mass murderers politely wishing each other seasonal goodwill is perhaps the most cursed artifact of the 20th century. This is the diplomatic equivalent of two venomous snakes exchanging recipes. Some poor Soviet bureaucrat had to type that message and then go home to his family. Season's greetings has never carried more implied threat. Even evil, apparently, observes office etiquette. Number 8, 1936. King Edward VIII abdicates the British throne just before Christmas in order to marry the American divorcee Wallis Simpson. An entire empire wakes up to discover that it has been traded for vibes. This is the most expensive romantic decision in modern history, measured not in pounds, but in constitutional anxiety. Britain shrugs, hands the crown to the spare, and invents celebrity culture as a coping mechanism. Every royal scandal since then traces a faint line back to this moment. The lesson is clear. Never underestimate the damage one man can do when he is convinced he is the main character. Number 7, 1812. Napoleon Bonaparte spends Christmas retreating from Russia, discovering that winter does not respect reputation. The Grande Armée, once the terror of Europe, is reduced to freezing men questioning their life choices. Supply lines vanish, morale evaporates, and hubris develops hypothermia. This is the geopolitical equivalent of slipping on ice in front of everyone you have ever intimidated. Russia does not defeat Napoleon so much as just wait him out. Winter remains undefeated. Number 6, 1944. Christmas arrives in the middle of the Battle of the Bulge, and nobody is very much in the mood. Soldiers on both sides are cold, exhausted, and painfully aware that home by Christmas was always a lie. General Patton prays for clear weather and receives it, briefly suggesting divine favoritism or clerical error. This is Christmas stripped of sentiment, down to survival and stubbornness. Peace does not arrive wrapped. It arrives late, dented, and expensive. Number 5, 1492. Christopher Columbus wrecks the Santa Maria on Christmas Day. He renames the resulting settlement La Navidad because irony has not yet been invented. This is maritime history's most aggressive omen. A ship named for the Virgin Mary crashes on the birthday of Christ during a voyage that will go on to poison continents. Symbolism throws up its hands. History quietly clears its throat and prepares the consequences. Number 4, 800 AD. Charlemagne attends Christmas Mass and unexpectedly leaves as the Holy Roman Emperor. The Pope crowns him without warning, inventing the jump scare as a political tactic. Europe wakes up unified in theory and confused in practice. This single ceremony plants the seeds for centuries of borders, wars, and arguments over what Rome even means anymore. It is the most consequential surprise party in Western history. Everyone applauds politely while bracing for impact. Number 3, 1914. On Christmas, soldiers along the Western Front stop fighting, exchange gifts, sing carols, and play soccer. For a brief moment, humanity remembers itself. High Command responds immediately by banning future truces. Peace, as it turns out, is dangerous if it spreads. This is the closest the war ever comes to being called off by accident. Management intervenes. Number 2, 336 AD. Roman authorities formally place Christmas on the 25th of December. This administrative shrug launches 2,000 years of theological debate, cultural conflict, and mall parking lot violence. Pagan festivals, Christian doctrine, and later capitalism all pile into the same calendar square. Nobody checks for overlap. Every argument about the true meaning of Christmas starts right here. A box is checked, and civilization spins out. And finally, number 1, 25 BC. Jesus of Nazareth is not born on this day, but we celebrate it anyway. This single decision makes Christmas the most successful rebrand in all of human history. A Middle Eastern religious event acquires Roman timing, German trees, Victorian sentimentality, and an omniscient Arctic logistics executive sponsored by Coca-Cola. Every bad idea on this list traces back to humanity saying, close enough. And on that foundation, we build the holiday season. And that, ladies and gentlemen, was the 100 worst people in the history of Christmas. Thanks ever so much for your kind attention. We hope you found it as informative and edifying as we did. And with that, I now transmit you into the capable but loving custody of my distinguished colleague, your illustrious co-host, a man you should never, ever call Redneck Santa Claus, the one and only, your friend and mine, Mr. Caucasian Sasquatch.